Luka Doncic, 22 years old and was the best player in the NBA. Nikola Jokic, 26 years old. According to most NBA fans, is the best player in the league and the best passing big man in NBA history. Who is the better player? Well, let's find that out. We all know Luka Doncic is nearly averaging a 30-point triple-double. We know that. There's nothing to say about it. I've already talked about it multiple times. But what he has drastically improved on is defense. He still isn't incredible at it, but you could at least say he is above average on defense. I noticed the one thing Luka lacks, however, is his athleticism. But he makes up for that with his crafty and very intelligent style of play, with his beautiful handles and amazing passes. He could shoot over anyone. He has some of the best offense in the league, but he also lacks his speed. What I love about Luka is he could give you a 40-point triple-double on literally any given night. And it's really fun to see. I have a shocking statistic. Now, this will blow your mind. Luka Doncic per 100 possessions is averaging 42 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. That is absurd. Now, I have one more thing that is very important in a player: mentality. What's that one saying? Mentality is the difference between the best and the rest. And Luka Doncic has an incredible mentality. Whenever he does something wrong, he is going to make sure he perfects it. He has the desire to be the best at what he does. And when he does it right, he is very happy.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up.
It's good. Doncic wins the game.
And now we move on to the Nikola Jokic part. He is also nearly averaging a 30-point triple-double, but more efficiently than Luka Doncic. Jokic is shooting 60% from the field and 40% from three-point range. All that in just 35 minutes per game. Now, Luka Doncic is just above average on defense, but Nikola Jokic, he is insane. He has a better defensive rating than LeBron James. LeBron James! And Jokic has a very similar skill set to Luka Doncic, except he's just way less athletic. And Luka Doncic already isn't insanely athletic. But Nikola Jokic has a very high basketball IQ. He does insane behind-the-back passes and all that stuff. But Nikola Jokic is so unathletic that it says he has a 5-inch vertical leap. Obviously, that's not true, but it's just really funny how low his vertical is. Nikola Jokic per 100 possessions is averaging 37 points, 16 rebounds, and 12 assists. Hold on. 16 rebounds? 12 assists. But now something important: mentality. Luka Doncic is willing to achieve anything. He makes mistakes, but he perfects them. And he makes a lot of mistakes. But that's because Luka Doncic is more young and he has played less basketball than Nikola Jokic. But the Joker doesn't really make any mistakes. I mean, really. He's very efficient, he has good handles, he always makes great passes, he just doesn't make mistakes. I mean, everyone in the world makes mistakes, he just rarely does them. But I definitely think Luka's mentality is a lot better. And by the way, one last thing, the speed category for Nikola Jokic couldn't load up on my editing software because it's too slow. Thank you for my hilarious joke. Yes. So now that I have gone over some of the strengths and weaknesses of both players, we are going to finally decide who is the better player. Now, hold on. We have so far talked about everything except for numbers and stats. So here they are. Luka Doncic is averaging what we expect. And for Nikola Jokic, I could say the same. Sure, Nikola Jokic's stats are better. Stats matter, but they hardly decide who is the better player. That's like saying Draymond Green is better than Mikal Bridges. Draymond is the better player, but judging only off of numbers, the stats would favor Mikal Bridges. But that's not true. There isn't a stat for not letting someone attempt a shot. So when Draymond plays amazing D, but doesn't get a steal or a block, there isn't a stat. That is like Marcus Smart and Mikal Bridges. Marcus Smart is the better player, but the stats and numbers don't say that. Like in the Draymond Green example, holding a defender down and not letting him take a shot is very impactful towards the team. But there isn't a stat for it, so statistically, that means nothing. but that's not true. It does mean something. That is just a little heads up. And side note, Marcus Smart has an incredible mentality and has the desire to win, but there isn't a stat for that, obviously. That is just a little reminder for my decision. So my final choice, who do I think is better, Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic? My answer? Just to let you know, this was a close battle. When I say this was close, I mean it. I was literally thinking about it for an hour, and even then I still didn't even have a good answer. This is tough because if I pick Jokic, the Slovenians are going to hate me. And if I pick Luka, the Serbians are going to hate me. And I love my Slovenians and Serbians, so I don't know what to do. If this was last season, Luka Doncic would be the better player. But this season, it is still Luka. Psych! It's Nikola Jokic. Now, don't get mad. This was an extremely close battle. Luka Doncic has the better leadership, the better mentality, and more athleticism. But Nikola Jokic is just a better player. If you chose Luka Doncic, I wouldn't be mad, because there are multiple reasons why. But Nikola Jokic is older, more experienced, more efficient, and is a great leader. But you, the viewer, let me know who you think is the better player, Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic. Comment that down and say your reasoning why, because I'm very curious. I have a shocking fact. Only 1.7% of my viewers are subscribed. What? That means if I took 100 of my viewers, then only 1.7 of them would be subscribed. I don't know how that would be legal. Okay. If you are in that 1.7%, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. We're at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Vrunnn, and that's my take. Peace.